Good morning, children. So, today we'll discuss another Pascal activity, that is to read the subject mark and based on that to display the grading. So, I'm going to explain this in two different methods. So, the same program, same questions we can implement in two different ways. One is using the if condition, another one is using the case statement. Okay. Now, first of all, we'll see how to implement this using the if condition. So now go to the either Pascal software, okay, and then I'm going to create a program. So program, we can say display grade input output semicolon. So here I'm going to create the two variable. One is to get the mark. So the variable m is the integer that is to read the mark, the subject mark. And then I am going to create another variable called grade. There's a G. That is, I'm going to use a char. Char means it's only the one space is allocated for variable G. Okay. Now we can start the begin and end. So always you give this body and then it's easy for you to do the rest of it. So now what I'm going to do is I have to request the user to input the marks. So I write the right. In single quotation we can write enter mark. Okay. Once the user enter the mark, the system can read it and store that value in a variable m. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, based on the mark, I'm going to get the grade. So we can say if mark is greater than or equal to 75, then sorry, then I have a variable called g. I'm going to assign there a. Okay, if it is not, I'm going to check another if condition whether the mark is, now when you come to the if condition, if the mark is greater than 75, your grade is A. Else means all the marks lesser than 75 comes to else. Then there I'm going to check whether, yes, you know it's lesser than 75, but is it greater than or equal to 65? In that case, the G should be, grade should be B. Okay, and I'm going to go to the else. When you come to the else, this else, it's getting the marks which is always lesser than 65. So then I'm going to check whether the mark is greater than or equal to 55. If that is the case, I'm giving the G value, grade value as C. Okay. So when you come to the else, I'm going to write else here. Then else means the marks which is the students who got the marks lesser than 55 comes here in the else. Then there I'm going to check whether your mark is greater than or equal to 45. Sorry, it's a 40, no? If it is greater than or equal to 40, then we can say the grade is S. If it is not, else grade is W. Now my if condition ends here. So that's why I put the semicolon. If condition starts here and then here only it will end. So I start from here and here only I put the semicolon. Okay, and then what I do is I'm going to display the grade. So what I write ln, can say grade is equivalent to comma the G value I'm going to display. Okay, So first of all, the if condition, I am getting what is the grade that is stored in the G, and the later at the end of the program and display in the G. Okay, otherwise each and every time I have to write the many right ln statement. Okay, so now I have to save my program. So go to the save program and write find grade. Then I have to compile because this is a program that's written in the English language. So we have to compile it to convert into ones and see. So first of all, to compile, you have to select the program, choose program, and then select the find grade. And then I'm going to compile. So when I compile, you see there are two errors. I got the two errors. So select the first error, double click it. When you go here, here I have not put the semicolon, mistake. No? So then save the program again and compile it. So there's another one. We'll see what is it. Sorry. So here I have not given as a text. So I have to use that is a string. So within the single quotation I have to write. So the mistake. Save it and compile. Now I don't have any mistakes. Now I'm going to run the program. So when I run it, I can enter the 75 and I should get the A. So now again we'll write something, some other value. Sorry. So if I try the 58, I should get C, no? So that I'm getting that. Again run and see. So if I give the 22, I should get the W. Okay, so the some random values I have selected and then the grade is displayed. Okay. So that is I'm using the same thing. I'm using the same program. This is a one way. So I'm using the multiple different number, different levels of if conditions. So multiple if conditions are used here in this program. So the same program I can do using the case statement. Now we'll see how I'm going to do that in the case statement. Okay. So I'm repeating the same. The program is changing. The same program I'm changing. Now up to this part, it is okay. Okay, up to this part, the same thing I have to do. Now here, the case statement. When you use the case statement, that is also when you have the multiple selection, we can use the case in easier way. And now we'll say case variable m of. Okay, you had to put the quotation there. Okay, then what you say, we'll see, we'll have to give the value. So, first value is I'm going to start from 0 to 39. If it is the first one, 0 to 39, then I'm going to say my G is, what is it, W, no? So, if it is a mark 0 to 39, that should be W. So here in the case statement, not like the other if condition, each and every line we put the semicolon. Okay. Then I'm going to start 40 to 54. That range, my grade is equivalent to is S, no? 54 is S, semicolon. Then 55, two dots, 55 to 64. Okay, so my G is equivalent to C, semicolon. Then I'm coming to 65 to 74. That range, my grade, if my mark is that range, then that is my grade is B. So then the 75 to 100, G, my grade is A. Okay, so that is the range. Now supposing if you write something else, some other number is written, maybe the numbers, the value which is exceeding the 100 or some other mistaken value is given. So we can say right ln invalid number or invalid mark. So error message will be displayed. Okay, and then my if condition, my case statement ends in the end semicolon. So this is entire thing is a case statement. So I start the case m off, and then I give the range value, and I am giving what task need to be done. Each and every line you have a semicolon. So else also you should have a semicolon here. Okay, and then case is end using the end semicolon. Okay, now I'm going to check whether I got the proper marks. Now what I do, I'm going to check if my mark is greater than 0, greater than or equal to 0, or and my mark is lesser than or equal to 100. That is a mark range, no? So your mark always should be greater than or equal to 0, or you cannot have the marks which is greater than 100. So if that is the case, you're going to display the value. Right, Ellen? I'm going to show the grade. Okay. Then I'm going to give the G value. Okay. If it is not else, I'm going to say it's a invalid mark. If that grade is not there. Okay. Invalid mark. The same thing I have given twice. So here also I've given in the within the case statement also I've given the invalid mark, but here I will check it. So why I checked here? So at the end, when you select the case statement, it will check it. Sometimes it might, if it is invalid mark, you might get this invalid mark. Okay, or else we can say like this: since it's already invalid mark is given, we can say it's only the you have a true part. There's no end part. If it is this range only, you display. Otherwise, you don't display it. You just display the invalid mark and stop it. So in this if condition, you have only true part. There's no else part. Okay. So we'll save this in a different name. We'll say find grade 1. Okay. And then I have to select, choose the program, find grade 1. And then I have to compile it. So there are different problems. We'll see a case mark off. So we will just go to the case statement. I think there are some issues. Case variable off. Yes, one mistake. What I've done here is there's no particular uh, here colon mark is not given. Okay, save your work and compile again. Okay, now correct, because what happened was I mistakenly put the colon mark, so that is a mistake. So that when once I remove it, that's everything works. Now we'll say I'm going to use the run. So enter mark. Supposing if I enter 45, I should. So there's something missing now. So this is not being displayed here. We'll see what is happening here. The case statement part is done, but I think something missing else. Yes. Sorry. We will open the, because we'll see. There is a grade 1 when you open it. Yeah. So what happened? So one part is missed, some of the other, no? So the displaying part is not there here. So we'll write it again. If m is greater than or equal to 0, don't know what will happen. No? M is lesser than or equal to 100. Okay, then what you do, you display the grade. Okay, so right line. Some of the other it has removed. Don't know why is that. Okay, grade is equal. So you can say comma after that G. In only you put the semicolon here because this if condition you have only true part only. Okay, there's no else part. Again, save it and compile. This error message here. Yes, because we will write this is in the within brackets. Otherwise, they might have a issue. Okay, so both parts will have to enter the error brackets. Within the brackets, only the condition has to be written. Okay, now it's working. Now we'll run and see the same thing. If I put the 45, so it's clicking the grade X. Now we'll go to the another one and see, run the program. If I enter the 78, I should get it. So correct. Huh? So if I enter some other value, now for example, if I enter the number 120, so the mark should be between the 0 and the 100. No? So then you are getting the invalid mark. Okay, so you don't get any grade, so you get in the invalid mark. Okay, so that's the way the program works. So here the same program you can write in the lesser number of steps and the easy number of steps using the case statement. So case is also another way that you can illustrate or you can represent the condition in the Pascal programming language. So if condition also you can use, apart from that the case statement also can be used. Okay, children. So these both are the both ways. I want you to try out and see the differences using the if condition and the case condition. So in the book, please write this case statement syntax. So that is need to be written so that you should know how it's been. How the case statement should be right when we write the Pascal program. Okay, children. So then I hope that everything will work well. Okay. So type the program properly. So then go through it and write it properly. Then you will be able to do it proper way. Okay, children. Then God bless you.